So yeah, we are recording. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good.
It's
Are you
been,
ready to record the podcast?
sure I am. So it's been a week.
Yes. What's news?
Well, I got my hair. I'm bald. And it hasn't been anything exciting. I mean, I have been working and it's summer vacation now, and I haven't been doing anything exciting for now.
But you have been working, right?
Yes,
So can you tell us about the process of working?
it's been
How does it
good.
feel to be a taxi driver in Prague?
For now, it's been a week. Okay, last week I started doing it, and it's been a week. And it feels great because now it's summer and people are coming. I get to meet a lot of people, like at least around 30, 50 different people. And we can talk to them. You can get to talk to a lot of different people. And also I realize that it's good to know about the city. Like people might ask you your recommendations, your about which restaurants they should go or which clubs they should go or what they should do because most of them don't come here for a long time. They come here only 2 3 days and then leave. So they have a limited amount of time to stay. So they don't want to waste their time and they just want to do something important and leave and come back.
Yes. I wanted to bring a short poem for today, but instead of a short poem, maybe this is a poem, but it's more like sounds more like a quote. Are you ready to listen to it?
Yes.
It's by Bukowski. You have to die a few times before you can really live. By Bukowski. You have to die a few times before you can really live. I've been trying to live these days really hard because I just realized the fact that my life has just passed by. 2020 feels like yesterday to me, but but it's in fact 2025. And these days I've been asking myself, where did 5 years go? So that's why I took a vacation and to make a pause in my life and what living really means. And I really want to live my life, experience it fully. I don't want to be on autopilot and spend another 5 years or even 10 years or 20 years and then open my eyes one day. Oh, 2025 was yesterday. It's already 2050. Did I live the life that I really wanted to live? And this scares me. So that's why I took this vacation and in order to really figure out my life. Like I can't figure out my life right now, but at least to take a pause and to think about the next things that I should be doing and to stay more grounded. This morning I woke up at 5:30 and I went to the stadium and I ran barefoot on the pitch and I did some exercises. And those moments reminded me of the times when I used to, or we used to go for a run when we were in school. And those times also passed. But those times feel special because those times are never coming back. The times where I used to have lots of passion and energy for life and excitement, despite the fact that our my pockets were just empty and my life was terrible. I just believed in something magical. Like I really wanted to be a soccer player, so that's why I used to wake up every single day. I was and to go for a run in the morning and go for a run in the evening and work out, play with a ball. Like I used to dream and I used to dream big. But the older I became, this adulthood, I stopped dreaming because I stopped believing the fact that nothing magical is going to happen and there is no outside force that is coming and to save me or to help me to achieve my dreams. And all these responsibilities also became huge weight on my shoulders. I became more realistic and I started putting smaller goals. The more realistic I became, I started putting smaller and smaller goals. But as I am talking to you about all of this, that the bigger the although I didn't become a soccer player, this dream helped me to achieve a couple of things. One, get in shape. Two, learn English very well. I was learning English very well and working out because these two things could help me to become an international soccer player. This big dream brought me completely into different place, but it brought me somewhere, and I'm happy to be where I am right now. That's interesting when I think about it, you know?
Mm.
Like, there is a stand-up comedian who is called Hojibo Tajboyev, our national stand-up comedian. Like, he says in one of his bits, he says, like, if you aim for the moon, you reach the peak. If you just aim for the peak of the mountain, you just stay where you are. Like, and he says this in a funny way, but I think that could be one of the badass quotes because when I was a teenager, I was aiming for the moon, and it brought me um, to the peak, to the mount, to this height where I am today, and I should be grateful. Not many people can be here. But for some reason, I stopped aiming for the moon or aiming for the stars. So that's why I want to take a pause and then to start aiming for the stars again, aiming for the moon and dreaming big. But I'm really asking, questioning, what should I aim for? What should I dream? And I don't know. And this is a problem. I need to figure that out. I need something. I need some big project so that I can dedicate myself. Because I have proven in the past, like I wanted to become this soccer player and I worked out every single day. I was on a mission. I was working on my body. I was playing with the ball. And also, I didn't have a coach and I didn't have a team at all. And I was learning English. And I had this big mission. And this big mission would change my life completely. And for now, like I feel like I lost this big mission thing. and I need to. This big mission shouldn't be like settling down, building a house, or getting married. Like these are very, very small tasks. Like it can be done in times of weeks. But I need to figure out this big mission so that it requires lots of hard work, and other things should follow it, you know? And it shouldn't even be money or $1 million. So I gotta find something bigger than myself, and even like can't something impossible, and I need to figure that out. So that's why I'm taking this to myself. I hope I will be able to find that thing as soon as possible so that I can work on those things.
For me to think about those times, like waking up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. and going for a run. I also still remember I used to join to you sometimes, time to time, but sometimes I used to sleep in, even if I was up at the time you were up. I used to just pretend to sleep and like didn't want to go. I was being lazy. And now I look at back those times and thinking that I don't remember those times. I don't remember those mornings I slept in. I only remember those mornings I woke up. You know, those those mornings which I slept in until 7, 8, 9. I don't really remember those times, those mornings. I only kinda remember those some mornings which we were up around to 4 a.m. It was super dark and we used to run with a flashlight in our hands, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that if we remember those moments, those unusual moments, which waking up at 4 a.m. and running, they are remarkable days. So I think that we also should be doing the kind of similar things now in order for us to remember in the future. It shouldn't be only waking up in the fucking 4 or 5 a.m. It shouldn't be only that. It should be something else too. It should be more bigger things now. So that 2 3 years in the future we can look back in these times and think that, oh, I used to do that. Just like we're now thinking about those moments which we were up in the morning and then working out every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I realized that I was obsessed with something. I was obsessed building the body, the physique that I needed, and improving my knowledge English. It was almost an obsession. I didn't go out with any of my friends, and I didn't have friends, you know. Like when I entered to university, I used to go to university, go to work, come home. Like 4 years. I only did that. I never hanged out with my friends. I started hanging out with my classmates and some friends after university, you know. It happened. I remember the time one of my friends asked me, "Hey, like you should join us. You should start hanging out with us. Like you've studied." And after that, it all started. And then I became too comfortable after that incident. I told myself after COVID it happened. Maybe I lost so many years with my friends, 4 years, 5 years. Now I have the right to hang out and to chill. And that time, it's been 4 years now. So I can say I had a lot of time with my friends and hanging out and doing the things that I like playing video games or playing games. I compensated Now it doesn't feel interesting anymore, and it just almost feels like uh not so important, and I'm bored. Now I need to find my own mission, like my obsession, you know. Have you ever been obsessed with something?
Probably when I started learning chess.
Okay.
This is the first thing that came to my mind just instantly. I was learning chess from grandpa. He was teaching me,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
for some reason I don't really quite remember how I actually learned playing chess. Maybe because I was too young. I was
Yeah.
out. He taught me how to play chess, but after some time I started beating him.
Mm.
I used to have a chessboard, and whoever comes to our house who knows how to play chess, I used to brought chessboard to them and used to kind of force them to play with me. Even if they didn't want to, I used to just play. And I used to go to tournaments. Probably these are one of the things that I was kind of obsessed. And I
Yeah.
started because losing in chess, like I used to lose to my dad, to some people. You losing in chess was kind of like a horrible feeling for me. I used to feel so bad
Mm.
after that, you know. I used to win, I used to feel good. I used to be like, okay, I've won. But when I lost, I used to be like, I used to feel so terrible, you know. I used to play, I used to force them again and again and again in order to beat. But now, but now these days, if I play and I lose, I don't feel that feeling anymore. You know, I just feel like
Yeah.
okay, I lost. I just feel like okay, I lost because I never played. I started making excuses. You know,
Yeah.
and and if you lose in something, if you lose in some, if you don't get that opportunity, or if you don't do anything, you shouldn't. I think you shouldn't make excuses just to get yourself out in that situation. I think you should blame yourself that, oh, I didn't play well, or I didn't do well. Now next time I should be better. I should be doing better. I should next time I should try harder. Next time I shouldn't move that piece. Instead, I should move it to into a different square, you know. I should have thought 2 moves or 3 moves ahead, you know.
Yeah. And I think we need to add more segments to this podcast. I think like now that you are doing Uber, I think you're gonna meet lots of interesting people, or you may have some stories to share. Maybe at the beginning. At the beginning, it would be great. Like you can share with me, like with I don't know, 0 people who are listening to us, like what happened, maybe some interesting person, or they ask you, they tell you interesting anecdotes, or they ask you interesting questions, and what was your reaction to that? I'm sure one of this kind of thing is should happen and during a week, in a week time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sharing these kind of things can help to build um, connection with people who are listening to us, and it may be a good way to start the podcast. And we have to be thinking about even talking about the format that we are doing. Sometimes I'm bringing short poems and you are bringing quotes, and we are talking about them, and we are talking about our own internal feelings. Yeah, that's a great idea. And we should also try to slowly integrating listeners to the podcast, maybe 1 or 2 listeners who are listening and who may have some questions. They may share their questions, and we could answer those questions during the podcast, like we used to do before, and create the format and trying to make it more professional. I think we are getting there. So we got this momentum going on. Like every Tuesday, we are recording a podcast. That's a great. So when you attack the driving, you may when you're not driving, when you're waiting for your passengers or clients, you also may think and record, how to say, some notes, take some notes, or just record to your recorder some ideas. And then if we get ready to this podcast during 1 week, spending 10-15 minutes, I think we can produce a really high quality podcast, you know?
Mm. Yeah, it
I
is
think we
about.
can do it. And the aim of this podcast is just being authentic and real life, being like real talk, as I say on TikTok, like real anecdotes from your life in Prague and real anecdotes from my life, and asking big philosophical questions, like talking about those things and being real and some human connection, so that other people who are also listening to the podcast, they can also connect with it.
Yeah, I think my own real stories, like everyone's own real stories, it sounds more authentic, and it's easier for us to tell the full story to let audience know that what we are actually thinking in our mind. Because one of the one of the difficult things in life is that to let people know what you are actually thinking in your mind. You can imagine a tree, right? You can imagine a tree.
Yeah.
It's super hard. What kind of tree, like what kind of height, like the leaves and everything. It's very hard for you to describe that tree to another person. So if that the story is happening in your own life and like telling it to other people, it's gonna be also easier for us to like describe to them what actually happened and every single details, you know.
Yeah.
I think it would be better if we can ask someone questions, like as they can let us know their questions. Like I never had a real question from the real person, you know. Like it would be better if we start having some interesting questions from people, because they might have different insights and they might ask you the questions we have never thought of. It would be interesting to discuss about it too.
Yeah, totally.
And this is a quote which I have been thinking about recently. It is from Alex Hormozy again. It goes, "It has never been easier to start a business, to make money, to get in shape. It has also never been easier to do nothing." So, in a world where it has never been easier to do nothing, doing something becomes extraordinary. I think this is great. He has a good insights about things.
Yeah, like he has lots of great quotes, and this one is also great too.
So our podcasting also is also something, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is something, and we just gotta keep doing it, because since we have started this podcast, we are talking to each other now more, and then we are speaking English. I think now that I think about it, your English has also gotten better, and I am also trying to speak English better. English is not our first language. I realized that there are certain words and phrases that I repeat. For example, the word "and." I repeated this word many times, even in this podcast right now. I don't want to do that, because the better speakers, they don't repeat the words many times for nothing, just for the sake of it. So it takes lots of practice to speak clearly and to be well spoken, to explain things without making many pauses. It's just a stepping stone into becoming better English speakers or better speakers in general. So, in terms of that, it's helping us, and we have this common project together that we are working on. This is something big. But I feel like we haven't been obsessed with this podcasting thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think we have to become obsessed with this thing because I realized that whenever I became obsessed with something, I achieved great things. Maybe I didn't get the thing, but it got me somewhere incredible, got me to places that I thought I would never get to, you know.
Mm.
But you can plan, maybe you can, maybe you can't plan to become the best podcaster in the world. So there is no thing like, yes, there are some best podcasters, but they have never planned to become the best podcasters. They just did this thing. They were passionate about it. I mean, what do they say? Do you remember some of them talking? Were they passionate about it? Were they obsessed with podcasting? Do you remember?
I guess the Joe Rogan was talking about his journey about
Yeah.
podcasting. He said he has never expected it to become that big in podcasting world. He was just
And
he was just doing it just to talk with his friends in a room and record it.
he was just having fun, right?
Yes,
That's it.
and and also he says that he doesn't do any podcast just to go for viral, just to go. Oh, it's gonna if I invite this person, it's gonna get more views. No, he doesn't think that. He invites people because he wants to talk to them because they did some great things. So for example, a UFC fighters, he invites UFC fighters after they have won world title. They ask him about the experiences. Even if someone loses, he invites him and asks him about the how about how is he feeling after loss, and it's gonna get the views on its own. He doesn't talk to people just to get views, you know. I think that's a key point.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many podcasts these days, and it's really hard to stand out. And one way to stand out is that becoming, just doing it consistently, and then finding our own voice. Maybe that should help. But this journey is also like, yeah, we may not become very successful podcasters, but it is helping us recording it, you know?
Mm. Also, it's gonna help us to speak on camera and on microphone because speaking without camera, without recording is a different level. Speaking on camera and to microphone is another level. For some reason, for
Yeah.
some reason, for some reason, we as humans have a anxious in front of camera and in front of microphone. I don't know why. I don't know
Anxiety.
where did it come from.
Yep.
You might say if you talk on a microphone like in front of people, you might say, oh, it is social anxiety. I would understand, but at the very beginning of a podcast, like talking to in front of this microphone, just alone in a room, would also felt something different. You know, it didn't feel good. I wasn't really comfortable. You know, even if there is no one is watching or there is no one in the room, I'm all alone. just talking to you. Just if there is a microphone standing right here, you feel like, oh, you don't feel that comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yep. I know that feeling. So, what did we learn today?
So I learned that doing something is extraordinary these days, and doing nothing is also easy. So I would say that doing something consistently is a key. Consistent is a key word. Like we have to be doing something, but we have to be also consistent.
Yeah, I also learned that doing something, that recording a podcast that we are recording is something, and this is extraordinary, which makes me feel good. So yeah, Joshua, I'm going to talk to you on Tuesday next week. I hope you're gonna have lots of things to say by then.
I hope I will have interesting people ordering me. So it will be interesting talking to you next week. Bye, everybody.
So I guess I